Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Rich. I'm back. And I call you guys, right? But I'm sure some gals out there. So what do I call you? People? Nation? World? What's up, world? What's up, world? It's your boy Rich. Coming at you live. I know you guys are like, hey man, it's been 6 months. Where have you been? Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I've been busy. I've been growing this righteous beard, man. So it's finally coming in about where I want it. You know, obviously I got to look right for the camera, right? So, needless to say, I'm back. I'm back here. We got a couple of things we want to talk about today. Namely, new gear, right? And second, what's going on with the channel. So let's roll the intro.
Right? Yes. Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay guys, the last time we were here, I was talking about the new Sigma 35 f1.2. You know, I absolutely love that lens. I gotta admit, I'm not a 35 guy. I'm a 50 guy. So playing around with it has really kind of changed the way I compose, and that's really been fun, man. Of course, you know, when you get infected with the gas, the gear acquisition syndrome, this shit just takes over your body. So what have I done? I bought a bunch of new gear. Let's start going through it. I'm not gonna waste your time with a whole bunch of elaborate unboxings, because that's not what you're here for. We know that if you want to see some unboxing, Unbox Therapy got you covered. Or there's a million videos on YouTube that'll show you what's in the box. So what all did I get? I know what you're thinking. Hey Rich, what'd you get? Well, I completed the Trinity. I picked up the 1635 G Master. Still haven't taken it out of the box, so I'm thinking maybe I should add that to this unboxing. This not an unboxing video. I don't know if you guys have known, but I've been a Godox-like shooter pretty much since the beginning, right? I picked up a couple of Godox Studio strobes when I first started. I mean, this was like the very first purchase I bought when I started to get into lightings. And they served the purpose, right? They taught me, they helped me learn quite a few things. Then I realized, hey, I can't use any of this studio equipment on location. And at the time I was kind of shooting a lot on location. So I decided, hey, let's move the powered strobes to a battery operated setup and see if we can't create the same magic in the studio on location. So fast forward 2 years later, I'm at an impasse, right? I've looked across the street longingly at Profoto, and I'm now slowly migrating to Profoto. Why am I migrating so slowly? Because switching to Profoto is expensive, right? So far, what have I done? I picked up the Profoto Kinect, right? It's an awesome little gadget. It's in a box, right? Little bitty gadget. Pull the sticker off here. So what it does is it just sits right here in your hot shoe. You get a couple of options. I don't know if you can see that there. This sits in your hot shoe, right? It feels like the future. Let me tell you, right? You put it in your hot shoe. There's an app, a corresponding app. You download the software, log into Profoto, and you tell it what power to set all your devices. In the studio, once I grab the proper exposure and I've got the lights set in the proper locations, I'm not constantly fiddling with them, right? And so to get them dialed in, yeah, it's a little bit cumbersome if you've got you've got to have your cell phone in one hand as you're checking exposure. But once it's set, you slide your cell phone in your pocket and you're off to the races. So it's been interesting playing around with that. Next thing I picked up, right? Profoto C1 Plus. This is an interesting device, right? Again, this is it. And in true Profoto fashion, it comes with another sticker on it, right? You gotta remove these stickers all the time. All right, so this is it. It's got 3 buttons on it. One is a flash. The second is a modeling light. So let's switch it on. What do we got here? Modeling light, and we've got a toggle switch to control the intensity. And this is what it looks like when it flashes. It's not super bright, right? I've looked around on the internet and it's not really listed. It seems to be about a third as powerful as the Profoto A1. So if you've got the Profoto C1 Plus set to full power, in this case 10, then to create the same exposure using an A1, you'd only have to set it to 8. So the A1 does produce a lot more power, but I don't always need that in the studio. As you can see behind me, if we're shooting here during the day and I want to do some natural light, and really I just want to fill in the shadows on the shadow side, this is a wonderful light for that, right? Now obviously I've got a light right here filling in the shadows on this side, but if I wanted to use this as a modeling light, you could see here, it works well in filling in shadows. It's if you're right next to the subject, it allows you to be nice and intimate. Not something I do a lot with the 35, but with the 50 I do a lot. It's nice on location. We all like to take pictures of all kinds of other things as well. So if I'm out and I do any like food photography, take a picture of my dinner for Instagram, it's great because it slips right into your man purse or your girlfriend's purse, and it also interacts. If you got an iPhone, you can use the iPhone to trigger the flash. Kind of step your shot on iPhone game up to the next level, and it helps, for your food and your portrait guys. All right. Also, I picked up the grid kit because we don't always. This dome sends light every fucking where, as you would imagine. Grab the grid kit so I can direct the light, put a subject under a spotlight, or just kind of add emphasis to something that we're shooting here in the studio. So obviously I didn't have this long hiatus to come back and show you a couple of Profoto trinkets. You're waiting to see the Profoto B1 or the B10s, right? Slow down. Still got to sell my kidney before I can get the Profoto Studio strobes. I'm in the process of transitioning. You can see all the Bowens mount stuff here behind me. Gonna sell that, and we're gonna move over to a B10 and a B10 Plus eventually. But when I tell you that gas is real, guys, please believe me. So, in addition to the handful of Profoto things, I picked up Atomos Ninja Flame, so now I can see myself while I'm recording. Nice big screen. One of the things I did here recently, thanks to AAB, they got me hooked up. I got the new Sony A7rIV. I know the last video we were talking about it, how I was using the 35 f1.2 on the A7R3, and if you had something like the A7R4, you could use the 35 1.2 in crop sensor mode and have a 50 millimeter. Well, the A7R4 in crop sensor mode will still give you about 30 megapixels. So that's a phenomenal feat. Having the ability to go from crop sensor to a full frame with the click of, having the ability to go from crop sensor to full frame at the click of a button would allow me in the studio to shoot with my primes as if they were zooms, right? So my 35 is now a 50 at the click of a button. My 50 is a 75 at the click of a button. Or even with the 100-400, if I decide to go out and shoot the moon or birds or go straight stalker, the 100-400 turns into a 1200 millimeter when I put the 2x teleconverter on it, right? And that'll still yield me a very usable image in crop sensor mode. So, am I trying to convince you to buy an A7R4 because you want to be able to shoot more crop sensor pictures? Absolutely not. But whatever it is that floats your boat, right? So without further ado, let's tear into this. I can see I've been recording for about 10 minutes already. So what we're doing here, we're opening up the box. Typical Sony, a bunch of stuff, telling you about the Sony lenses. Battery charger. There's only one thing that I'm interested in this box, and it's pretty much this. Everything else is going to stay neatly packed in the box until the A7R5 comes out and I sell it for an upgrade, right? Wow, this is really in here. Okay, so here we go here. Everybody says that the grip is bigger. It's bigger. The grip is bigger. All right. But what are we here for? We're here for this lock on the exposure compensation dial, which is also a little bit smaller and it's recessed from the end. So that's really, really nice. That'll keep you from accidentally bumping it so much. That's one of the things they don't focus on the reviews. This dial was the bane to my existence. I bought this from AAB World, the local camera shop. One, they're awesome. Oh, two things. One, the A7R4 does not like my thumb ring, so I removed the thumb ring. We're switching it over here to the other hand. Everybody talks about these doors. They're not as fiddly. They're not as cheap feeling as the old doors. These doors feel a lot better. So let's get a lens on this thing. Let's get a model in the studio and let's start shooting. Oh. Because I bought this at AAB World, local camera shop, they were nice enough to toss in this multi-battery adapter kit, right? This is one. It's awesome because one, you get. Let's take a look inside. I don't know what's inside. This is like the first time me opening this, right? So I'm unboxing this with you. More papers. It's Sony, right? What do we get here? We got one cord. Oh, it's like super big. One Sony Z series dummy battery. It seems to be permanently affixed to the battery charger. Looks like you can put 4 batteries in here. This is really awesome, right? Inside, you got the regular power cable, and then you've got the ability to charge this thing. And then they were nice enough to include 2 more batteries. Got a model coming over. We're gonna take a few shots with the A7R4. Of course, I publish in 1080, so the pictures will be in the video as 1080 pictures, which means absolutely nothing. You won't be able to tell what they were taking with the A7R4 at 1080p, right? Got to add my clutch to the Peak Design clutch. I've got to add it to the camera, and we'll be set to start. I got a bunch of settings I need to configure. You know what I'll do? I'll just wait. As I realize that I need them, then I'll start to configure them. Okay, guys, I'm not going to drag this out any longer than I have already. I want to thanks for sticking with me through the sporadic upload schedule. And if you like this video, take your thumb, hit the like button. All right, guys.